What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Kai K. I'm back with another one, and today I'm going to be telling you guys how you can get Z and S tier equips. So essentially, let's just get straight into it. So essentially, there's really just one main technique that you really use, and it comes down to luck, and particularly when you're trying to get really good equips. So to understand it, you guys need to understand, for my newer players, how the equipment system works. Equipment's ranked from F to Z, as you can see here. Obviously, the higher the stats on the slots that you get will determine how high your equipment overall will be ranked. Then you have iron, bronze, silver, and gold uniques. Gold and silver are probably the most common you will see, mostly gold. Silver kind of mid times, and then unique are mostly for LF characters, right? So now that you guys understand how that works, now you need to understand how the equipment of itself kind of works, or how the stats works on the equipment. So all equipments and legends come with 3 slots. Each slot buffs a particular stat, like this equip here. Buffs blast attack up to 15%. Slot 2, you can get a strike attack up to 15%, and then the slot 3 here, depending if you're running a Legends Road unit, you can get up to 8% per Legends Road unit when you equip this to a Legends Road character. So that's basically how equips work. And to understand how basically you want to start off when you're trying to get the best type of equips, in that first slot you always want to try and go for a gold or a red right there, because gold signifies that you're almost at the you have a high percentage in that slot, and red signifies that you're pretty much near to the max that you can get in a percentage in that slot. So I have red in my first slot here, and as you can see, I can only get a max of 50% blast attack, and I'm very close to the max. So usually when you get a red, you don't want to really touch that. That's like, you don't want to try and go like for the max. Like, you're guaranteed never to really actually get the max. It's really rare, but red is the closest you will ever get, and gold is the second best thing. Then green is right there in the middle. That's just somewhere in between, as far as where the stat lands. So now that you guys understand how the slots work and how it understands when you're upgrading them, I'm going to show you guys where you actually need to go to get your equips, and basically give you guys a quick gist of how the equipment awaken process goes, and how you guys can farm them officially. So for newer players, the best place to go ahead and get equips is go to the upgrade section, go to the equipment collection. There are more places where you can get equips from, like events and stuff like that, definitely from exchange shops and stuff like that. But starting off for newer players, I feel like it'll just be easier to tell you guys to come here to look for your equips. Now let's say if you want to farm some equips for your Android characters, right? So in equipment collection, just do these easy tasks. They're extremely easy. Just run some Android units and just hit the enemy a few times, and then you will have the ability to use your skip tickets to go ahead and just farm a massive amount of these 3 equips here that they're offering as rewards. All of them buff androids, as you can see. So there's that. So let's go ahead and farm these up. Let's get let's do about 20, right? You could choose up to, I think, 50. You can choose up to 100 times if you want to farm this stage. I'm going to just do about 20 because I think that's a decent amount to show you guys here. So it's going to start farming up the equips in the background here, and it's also going to show you the equips as you lining up as you get them. Yeah, so there's that. So now that you got your equips that you want to farm up, and I do suggest that if you're going to farm equips, that you just do it in bulk. It's the best way to do it. Doing it one at a time is really not, it's not really the way to go. So now you want to go back to the character area, and now you want to go back to equipment. Hope you guys are following along. So now what you want to do is you want to try and sell all your E's, because E's are extremely low, and have a low chance of ever becoming a S or even a A. They're really low. So sell all your E's. Go ahead, sell all your E's, and sell all the D's too. Now what you want to be looking for here is that you want to be looking for equipments that have a gold or red first slot. That's the really idea that you're looking for when you're trying to farm S tier Z equips, right? So go ahead and delete all these, delete all these, delete all these. I'm doing these one at a time. You can only delete 20 at a time, by the way, so keep that in mind when you're going through this process. And bam. So as you can see here, I deleted pretty much most of them. Now you don't always have to delete the ones that don't have a gold in the first slot, but if you really just want us to get off to a good start in the beginning, you definitely just want to try and stick with ones that started from the gold slot. So go ahead, lock that. Once you got your gold slot unit, now all you gotta do is just go to the upgrade tab, and then you will just be able to continue upgrading it, right? Now the idea here is for the second and third slot, you want to try and see if you can get gold or red. Now this is where the RNG and the luck starts to kick in when it comes to the equipment process. All right, so we got 2 greens, right? So that's only an A, right? And that's, that just meant, I mean, A is not bad. A is definitely, PvP viable. That's the stuff you want to go for. But if you want to kind of kick it up the notch and go for SRA, this is where things is going to get a lot more RNG based and where the luck starts to kick in, right? So the reason why I told you guys to always start off with a gold slot, right, is because that you can remove the stats from slot 2 and 3, but not from slot 1. So so keep that in mind when you're farming the equip. So what you want to do is that you want to choose one of these slots, or the slot 1 or slot 2, and choose which one you want to reroll. Now you can use these erasers up here, which you can get from grinding PvP, or just get them from various type of events. You can use these erasers to remove slots, or you can use chrono crystals to reset the stats to 0 in the slot and then refarm them up. So what this is going to do, see, remove the slot and remove the stats from that slot, and then you can re-upgrade that slot again. Now this is where the process goes, and where you kind of continue doing this until you get a gold or a red in that particular slot. So this is kind of really where it ends. You kind of just keep doing that until you get something good. Or some people, what they do is that they keep refarming particular equips that start off with gold, and just keep redoing it and just redoing it and redoing it. So I know it seems confusing, it may seem confusing, but it's a really simple process, right? No, try and get gold in your first slot, and then try and re-roll on slot 2 or 3 to try and get another gold. That's usually where you get an S, because 2 golds usually signify S, and to get Z you usually need either 2 reds in your slots, or you need other 3 golds. So that's just pretty much an easy and quick method. Pretty much the method that everybody uses when they're trying to farm equips. And there are a lot of whales and stuff like that, I'll tell you, or low pay players, people who pay money on the game, that will tell you that that's all you really can do with equips. That's really as far as it goes. You gotta just kind of start off good by getting that first gold slot, and then keep re-rolling and re-rolling until you get something good. Some equips are kind of weighted in a way to it's a lot harder to get some stats in particular slots, higher stats in particular slots. It all depends on the equips, because there are some equips that are really kind of wonky in Legends and how they work. See, just like that, like you see that, like I didn't get a gold or a red in that slot, but it still bumped it up to an S. There are some equips that are kind of weirdly weighted in that way in Legends. This card's kind of hard to explain, but what your idea is that you want to keep re-rolling pretty much until you get that's a higher percentage in the second or third slot. So that's just where it goes. I could give you guys some more examples here. So this equip is another example here. It's another S tier equip. I got 2 golds in the first and second slot. This is another S tier equip I showed you guys earlier. Got 1 red, 1 gold, gave me an S tier. But these Z pluses are free that they gave. These 2 Z pluses, don't mind those are free that they gave out. They're not really all that good. Any free equips that they give you out in this game are never really that good. So here's another S, 2 golds. Here's another S. Like, see, this is an S with no gold. So, but the stats are still actually really high. So Legends is weird sometimes when it comes to measuring your equips. Cause you could definitely have it where a case where you have like I said, no all greens, but still have an S tier or a Z tier, or it's very rare, but it does happen. See, 2 golds, no S, but usually the standard is 2 golds will give you S, and 2 reds will give you Z, or 3 golds will give you Z. That's usually the standard. And then you have cases where you may have 1 gold in 1 slot and it gives you S. It all depends on how the equipment is weighted, but that's pretty much how it goes, and particularly when it comes to getting good equips and Legends. And you just kind of keep repeating this process with all your equips that you get from PvP, and just keep stacking up on equips. I would say when you're starting off, trying to stick with just the stuff in the equipment collection. Don't try and chase every single equip that comes out, and just try and farm the basic stuff that you get from the equipment collection in bulk, so you can start off with some good equips. I'll say just start off there. Like, whatever team that you're running the most and is your most effective PvP team, once you want to put some investment to them, just try and go to equip collection, try and find units that fall under that tag, and then just farm all your equipments in a massive bulk. I think that's the best way to do it, versus trying to focus on every new PvP new equipment that comes out, because Legends has a lot of equipment in there. I forgot to talk about the archive, which basically shows you all the equips in the game and where you can farm these equips. This is a good resource also as well if you're trying to find more exclusive equips for certain teams. Like I know this equip is exclusive for more GT characters. And also keep in mind that this right here, the equipment condition, shows you which tags that you can apply, where you can apply equipment to. So this can only apply to GT characters. This equipment can only be applied to regeneration melee type characters. So some equips does have a lot more restrictions than others, so keep that in mind when you're awakening these, and when you're trying to apply these to certain teams. Like I said, the archive is a good resource as well to show you where you can find a whole bunch of other equips in the game. You can also use dblegends.space as well if you want to find a good place to farm certain equips for certain units, because I know some units may not have as much as equipment quality as others, but there's that. So there's that's just a quick little thing that I forgot to tell you guys that I am going to tell you now before the video is over. But yeah, going back into whatever I was talking about. So that's pretty much it. It's your boy Kake, got lots of stuff from my content. Hope that wasn't too complicated. You guys get the gist of how equipment works in Legends. Like, this wasn't just to be like just give you how to upgrade equipment. This is to help you fully understand how the equipment system works and how you could use tips and tricks to make it work to your advantage. So it's your boy Kake, last guy for more content. Tell me what you gotta think about this. Tell me what you gotta think about this guide. Tell me if you gotta think it was good, if it was really informative, and if you guys walked out of this being more informed on how equipment works in Legends. And yeah, I'm out.